possible. And two important things, dagger on bat and levels on Kunkka. I expect the other heroes to have a good time, the PL and the Timber.
All right, I am very excited to see what this game brings. I mean, as much of an Alliance fan as I am, I'm loving LGD's draft. I think they have the potential to have a really strong laning phase, whereas Alliance, it might just be too greedy.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, sometimes the greed pays off, sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on whether you get away with it or not. Like if you talk about greed in the current meta, if you pick it at the right situation, I would say you get away with it. Picking greedy is okay. It's all about understanding when you can be greedy and when you shouldn't be greedy. And in this game, I'm not 100% sure if it's the right call.
All right, so going forward here, we have got our predictions locked in. I just picked some random stuff because I'm not quite sure what we're going to see here. I think it could go either way. I feel like Alliance are going to have a very boom or bust game. I think they're either going to be showing up, getting kills, getting a great start, or they're just kind of going to fizzle. Is that what you think?
Yeah, it's either they are going to be able to, you know, draw out the game long enough that their 3 cores just overpower LGD, or LGD is just going to hit their timing where around, I would say, minute 25, 30, the lineup is the strongest around there. Even minute 20 if the game is good for them, if the early game is smooth. So Alliance has to, you know, live past that stage of the game, go into late game with all their 3 cores farmed. Then they're going to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like with an Ember Spirit, you're putting so much weight on...
It's scary, like it's scary risky to have this hero with Slug plus Lone Druid. Because if you think about these 3 heroes, each one of them requires a specific amount of farm to be useful. I mean, Ember is the one that you can probably argue that, oh, you don't need that much in the early game. You just need level 7, level 8, you run around, you help your team make space. I expect S4 to do a lot of that, because otherwise it's not balanced, you know, everyone takes up too much space. Someone has to sacrifice.
Now over here you mentioned Lone Druid likes to do his little pull thing, and Bulldog will be able to get that off this time.
Yeah, that's well done by him. It's very important that you get the pull, otherwise you're not going to be able to farm at a safe distance, and SD Kunkka, like I mentioned, can easily kill him with a disrupt into Torrent.
Over here in the top lane, we are going to have Zhao 8 just taking a very early point in Mana League, flapping back underneath his tower. His health will be fine, but it just shows how aggressive this lane's going to be.
This is so sad for him against Mana League. It's one of the, you know, the most annoying things, because I'm an offlaner, and that's one of the things that I hate the most when I'm going to the lane against Mana League. So right now we see Banana here starting to stack up camps for the Bat Rider. I'm assuming that at one point he's going to have like maybe a few stacks and he's going to go to the offlane and Bat Rider will rotate to the jungle. That's how they're going to get the levels, like I mentioned. The levels on Kunkka and the dagger on Bat Rider. Those are the 2 most important things for them.
Ooh, mid lane, a Torrent will latch. S4 just kind of getting taken for a ride here, taking a lot of harass. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Zhao 8 once again feeling the wrath of some Ogre harass, but nothing he can't deal with. He's actually getting some decent farm as the Bat Rider here.
That's pretty good for him. He got his level 2, so he can easily go to the jungle if he feels like there's no way that he can get levels or farm anymore. And the other thing I want to talk about is like the Kunkka. Like it's getting much more popular right now. The position 4, they start with a Windlace and they run around roaming. I noticed in the games especially that Wings played Ice when he was playing the Pudge, he did the same thing as Windlace. And when he was on, what's the other game? The Night Stalker game, and he did the same thing. It's getting more and more popular that the supports start out with Windlace roaming around.
Alright, speaking of roaming here, we got our Ogre Magi popping in with the Bloodlust mid lane. Meanwhile, up top, we are going to have the Mana Leak once again. Zhao 8 trying to do some damage to the Cuddle, but won't be successful. Just kind of driving him back. He eats up a Tango. He's going to be completely fine. Loda with 1 point in the Napalm, but...
Yeah, they need the Ogre here to be able to stop the Bat Rider from putting down too much pressure. Because Kotal and Slug right now is not enough to deal with the Bat, so... Once the Ogre is here, the Bat Rider has to be extremely careful. If he makes a wrong move, he'll die. So right now, he goes into the jungle after noticing that the Ogre has been missing for quite some time. Like the safest play. And mid lane, my MMY is going to try to set up a Torrent for Kunkka. Is he going to get in range? No.
Yeah, it's going in. Yeah, that disruption leveled up, but S4 is going to be keen on that, not going to be revealing himself too deeply, but there's going to be a nice Observer Ward placed up here, so they now have high ground vision of the Ember Spirit if he wants to go and try to cower under tower, not going to be successful.
He got a sentry into the camp as well that Bulldog was farming previously, so that's going to slow him down. It's very important that they make sure that Alliance don't get a good start with their heroes, because with their greedy heroes, if they get a good start, it's gonna put a lot of pressure on LG that you have to do a lot of things before mid to late game. Otherwise, Alliance would be in an extremely good position because of their greedy cause.
Alright, so just continuing the farm fest here. Ogre roaming around very heavily, but like you mentioned, because the Ogre's roaming, it means there's just a lot less potential for Loda to get kills. And Batrider, he's just kind of skipped out here now, farming up that stack you mentioned that Banana was making. And down here in the bottom lane, Lone Druid might be losing his bear here. It's got sub 100 HP, but aggressive does not have the damage to finish that off.
He's doing okay because he got the pull at the level 1 wave, so he's almost close to level 4 right now, and Ogre is rotated all the way down towards the bottom lane to start to pressure the PL. Not sure if it's going to slow down the PL that much, but if the Conqueror is not here, yes, they can put a lot of pressure.
Big race for the rune here. S4 is able to snap up the DD rune, taking a lot of harass from Maybe. But if Maybe had gotten that DD rune, it would have been a very ugly situation for the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, Ember didn't have boots there, so if he had gotten the DD rune on the Timber, he would have a pretty good chance of running him down and killing him. Like right now, overall, Batrider realizes the Ogre is bottom, so he immediately rotates back towards the top lane because he understands that with only 2 heroes on the lane, he's fine to run up and contest the farm of the Slug, which is the right thing to do right now for him.
Mid lane, it's getting a little bloody here. Heroes really wanting to trade harass, but Maybe it's just so survivable there with now 2 points in the reactive armor.
Yeah.
Oh, Batrider, you're going deep, son. There's going to be a TP in,
well
but Xiao Wei is able to go through, get the first blood on
Spanish gold.
Oh, he's just going back in, and he will lose his life for this. He's flying himself away. Oh, the fairy fire down to the low ground. Loda doesn't have the lead. And this is going to be Xiao Wei just living through this fantastically.
And I thought he was gonna die there. Like he was very, very like confident he was not gonna die. Didn't spend his gold. He was just like, oh, I'm fine. Having the early Trankles there with the armor, the extra armor, allowing him to survive that play. Yeah. Good move by Xiao Wei there, getting the first blood. And this is gonna signal that EGM has to be on the top lane all the time. Otherwise, Batrider is just gonna run over this lane. Because Kotal is not a very strong laning support.
Yeah, that means there's just less and less pressure on this PL, who's been doing fantastically now, sitting at the top of the last hit chart.
I don't necessarily think that they have to worry about that too much because they are the team that's running the greedy lineup, right? So you just have to make sure that you don't lose your lanes. You don't have to run to the enemy safe lane and say, oh, I have to slow down his farm. They just need to make sure that their lanes are fine, and that's about it. They have the greedy lineup. When it comes to late game, they're gonna win the game.
Oh, Bulldog, he's just charging in there, maybe hoping his bear got a little root proc. But...
Is he level 5? Oh yeah, he is level 5. He's doing pretty well for himself. 18 last hits, even more than the Batrider. The Batrider got a kill, so...
Radiant, they're posturing up for something. MMY goes in for the truck from Xiao Wei, spraying out the napalm. There's going to be a savage roar to drive everyone
Good
back.
play.
Zip out immediately.
Saving his ally there, or making sure that his ally is able to get out. So right now the game will flow back into a very passive play for Alliance, because they are not the team that's going to looking to be aggressive right now. They're just more content in farming, getting levels, getting more items. And LGD is the team that wants to get stuff done and wants to get towards the point where they have level 6 on Kunkka and building Batrider.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how greedy Alliance's draft is, and now we're almost 7 minutes into the game. Is this the laning phase that Alliance need, or are they going to get starved?
Pretty much, despite giving up that first blood. Obviously, you don't want that to happen, but they're doing the right things. Apart from being too greedy, they were overestimating themselves where they felt, oh, Slug and Kotal is going to be enough to deal with this Batrider. We're going to send, oh, bottom lane, we see Goku, Bear.
Oh, he goes in. They're going to put the Torrent on the Bear. That's going to be a nice little payday. Oh, with the resummon just in time. Bulldog not giving that one away for free.
Yeah, that was a big gold bounty there if they got that kill there. But like I was saying, Alliance is pretty happy apart from the first blood. So everything is going according to their plan. If you look at the farm on their 3 cores is pretty decent. LGD is having a slight lead because they are less greedy and they are pressuring their lanes with supports running around. So I would say Alliance is content with the situation they are in right now, not being too far behind.
And what do they need to do to really accelerate their power peaks? Just keep farming and don't engage?
Like I said before, the Ember starts to move around, maybe get a kill out top lane.
Yeah, they're going for something there. EGM just totally dealing with these illusions. He's completely fine. Loda, he's got himself that little extra damage coming out his way, but Xiao Wei not really able to find anything coming his way.
Getting so much done on the off lane, yeah.
Oh, but maybe he's invisible. He wants to find something. We'll be able to scout out Loda, but just going to leap back down to the river. Doesn't want to get tangled up in this top lane.
Nope, S4 gonna get a bounty rune. not the most useful for the gang.
Deep in, Zhao 8 might be caught here. EGM to follow up, has that stun disruption coming out just in time though. Loda taking a little bit of damage there from the Shadow Poison. Zhao 8 gonna get slowed down from that Fire Blast coming in. Zhao 8 looks like he will end up eating the dirt. Maybe comes back into the Chakram doing some work. They're looking for something more. There's gonna be another chain of 1 second. EGM goes in, gets that stun coming at you, but it's gonna be the disengage at this point.
Yeah, his build almost saved him there. He had Infuse Raindrop, he has a stick charges there, but still not enough, despite the really good disruption that prevented the damage from Dark Pack on Slug going onto the Bat Rider. It's still going down there. That was a very key kill for Alliance because he's the one that's going to dictate the play for LGD. The blink on the Bat Riders getting slowed down is crucial. X-Mark.
Oh yeah, S4 could be in some trouble there. They've got the torch to follow up. Okay, they're just going to go in and pop out the lasso. S4, he really wants to remnant back. He is able to do so. Oh, he's counting his lucky stars there. He's slow, but he's going to be living through this.
Yeah, having the Flame Guard there allowed him to survive, blocking majority part of the magical damage there. So good play there by S4, creating a lot of space for his team and not dying as well, knowing his limits there.
Yeah, and that was the first use of the lasso that we saw, so still a minute cooldown left on that, so Alliance can feel a little bit more free to move about, less punish coming at them.
Yeah, that's everything. Every time something like this happens, it's gonna give everyone like maybe a minute or 2 minutes of time to farm. Like you said, lasso down, it's very difficult for LGD to make aggressive play. It gives your whole team a lot of confidence in terms of knowing that you can actually farm right now safely. They're not gonna be doing anything aggressive for Alliance. I feel right now they're just really content in getting farm, getting experience and whatnot. Placing wards, making sure that they have vision on the map, and that's about it.
I mean, the dire vision at this point is really good. They've got this cliff forward, making sure there's any ancient stacks scattered out. They are going to have a courier flying on through. They're going in. Amber Spirit might be able to go in. They're looking for the kill onto maybe. He's going to try to TP out and should be able to get away. Do they have enough damage? No. He's just barely alive. They're actually taking to his tier 1 tower rather than just failing out back to base.
So greedy. He didn't go back to base.
You know, he wants his farm.
I'm sure he wants his farm.
Alright, meanwhile down bottom, EGM getting some much needed solo XP, finding himself level 5, so not quite at that multicast point just yet, and that's going to make things a little bit more difficult.
Wow, Slot goes for a Midas?
Oh yeah, that's low to greed for you right there.
As if they don't have enough greed and they go for a Midas. I mean, it's like very clear that Alliance thinks that this game, we're just going to go greedy, there's not much they can do with it. And we are going to be able to pull it off. That's their game plan. And for LGD, once they see the Midas, they're going to feel a lot more pressure that they have to get stuff rolling for them. The blink has to come soon on Bear Rider. And they need to make a smoke play, they need to force towers, get kills top lane.
Oh, yep, speaking of something there, they do have the lockdown. There is going to be a TP rotation back in. They're going to bring in the Bat Rider. He's looking for something to fly over, get the sticky napalm charges going. Loda, though, he's scooting on back. He does get the lasso. Loda, unfortunately, will lose his life here. Wasn't able to buy out anything before he drops. And all those int treads aren't going to save you this time.
That was very good reaction there by Xiaoye coming to assistance of his support. He made, the support made a very good play, disrupted himself, and he used the purge to remove the flame guard of the Ember Spirit so he could not pursue for the kill. And they were able to get that crucial kill on the slot, punishing his greed, getting that Midas.
Yeah, there's going to be more punish coming down as we are going to have the Torrent to connect onto Bulldog. Aggressive, he's sitting back as much as they can. The multicast comes out. EGM wants to help his chorus, but Bulldog might just getting too low. The Saboteur comes out, but Banana's still fighting. He's only level 5, just barely below level 6, so no boat for him. They are going to go with the Axe onto EGM, so he's so tanky, but they might be able to bring in the raw damage it takes to get him down. They bring in Aki, though, going in with that Mana Leak. The Arctic the Fire Blast as well. Loda leaping forward. But there's just not able to start things out. There's the boat coming back in as Kunkka hits level 6 and run away. Disengage coming out. Loda, oh, he wants to go in. He's got that ultimate form rocking, but it's going to be enough there. He's going to be trying to get out. Ake doing what he can, leap forward, just to make sure he gets as much distance as possible, and it looks like that is going to be the end of the fight. So unfortunately, Alliance not really able to get what they want out of that.
Yeah, and for LGD, they have already gotten S4 waiting in the room. That was so good there. He saw him farming the wave, farming the jungle, and he has blink, so he was expecting the bat to blink down, heading towards his jungle or heading towards the rune to scout things out to see if he can get something good. It's good anticipation there by S4, getting that kill on the Bat Rider.
Yeah, S4 getting close to those travel boots, so going to be able to hop around the map and help out his team in various situations.
Yeah, LGD has to make moves as soon as possible. They cannot afford to keep waiting.
Loda's sitting at already 1,000 gold on top of his Midas, so he's making up for lost time. I mean, he already has gone down once, but it doesn't seem to be slowing him down too much.
Yeah, I mean, if you leave Slug alone farming, he's gonna farm, like I said, he's gonna farm very quickly. And LGD, they need to pressure towers ASAP. They have to get something. Yeah, they have to get something in return when Slug is farming.
They're able to go ahead and get bottom tower. They're looking for EGM here. They will be able to go through, get the X-Torrent rocking out, and they are going to bring in the Phantom Lens. The Doppelganger comes through. They got the Timbered Chain as well. I mean, this is a very, very dead Ogre Magi. It takes them like 4 heroes, but they secure it. Now they're adding pressure to the tier 2, which they might be able to get down. It seems like there's not going to be a whole lot of reaction.
Just look at the bat as well. He's like off the map, so enemy doesn't know where he is, and he was like setting up at top just in case the Slug decides to push or someone decides to push, and he's already ready there to defend his tower. That's just general very good play. This is what you should do as an initiating hero when your team doesn't need you to push the towers. You're setting up in another lane, and he's gonna go and try to grab Turtle here, but he's out of range.
Well, they have Maybe coming back in, the Blink shown off, and, well, Mana League. They are going to have Banana coming back in. They will be able to get the X-Torrent going through. So Keep for the Light, unfortunately, might be hitting the deck here. But EGM goes back in, Fire Blast on Xiao Wei, buying some time. So
that was a crucial Fire Blast. He was very close to getting that lasso on Aki.
Yeah, maybe. He's getting kind of low there, playing with fire, but healing right back up.
Yeah, this is what they should do. Like against Kotal, you have to have heroes run on behind, grab him. Because if you do 5 heroes in front, he's gonna just spam you down.
Bulldog's Bear is in some trouble, and he himself might be going down here. Gonna get slowed out. Oh my, they have just got him locked and loaded here. He's gonna be plopping down. Bear bounty not received, but they still get that kill, and that's gonna be going the way of the Batrider. So helping out his farm a little bit more, and this is exactly what LGD need to be doing right now.
Keep pressuring, trying to get towers, get crucial pickouts here and there. Because whenever a team tries to split up, like they have 3 calls on all 3 lanes, you need to be able to punish them by catching them. And for Alliance, if they lose 1 hero and 2 other calls of farming, they're going to be not too sad about it. Because it's going to be always the risk, you know, when you're running 3 calls farming 3 lanes, very, very likely that someone's going to die to a gank.
Lotus still farming up. I mean, how much time does he need before he's really able to go and start fighting with his team?
Shadowblade, I think Shadowblade is going to allow. I don't think he's going to fight with his team, but he's going to try to continue doing what he's doing. Find pick off. Try to split push the lanes and make sure that LGD is not going to be able to group out together. So even if he gets the Shadow Blade, I don't think they'll be too worried about wanting to fight. They're just going to keep doing what they're doing. Set up the map, push with Kotal. Ogre's just going to run around like a scout, you know. If he dies to a smoke gang, if he dies to a Batrider lasso, they're going to be okay with it. That's what they want to do. Make sure all the lanes are pushed out. Ogre's or Kotal just does their thing, defend the towers and scout out for smoke rotations and keep the game going and going so they get more items.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of items there, Bulldog, getting close to that Relic, so Radiant's timing going to be coming out relatively soon. Well, if you're LGD right now, who's your highest priority target to shut down?
That's a very tough question because all their heroes are important. You just
Xiao Wei goes in. Look at the lasso here onto Bulldog. The Shadow Poison to follow up. They go in the Savage Roar, forcing everyone back, but now Steering Chains come back. And as for the Root Rocks are there. Loda able to get a nice little latch. And Banana should be heading back to the grave soon, and that's going to be MMY running for his life through the fire and the flames. He will go down. Aggressive though, coming back in. Leap away from Loda. He needs to get out of this. He doesn't have the ultimate available. Aggressive turns target onto Ake. Ake going to be taking way too many Spirit Lances in, and those Phantom Lances are able to go and clear out the Geezer, but 2-for-1 trade will still favor Alliance.
Yeah, that is extremely good for Alliance because they are the team running the greedy lineup, and getting a team fight victory like that is extremely crucial for them. For LGD there, he just jumped the gun too far away. Like his team was like almost like one screen away. They were unable to follow up from his lasso. So despite it being a really important pick on the lone druid, but his team was just not in position.
Yeah, I mean, is this just LGD getting too much of a green light?
It's like, you know, I said, they are under pressure. They know that they have to do something. They have to get kills, they have to get towers. Otherwise, Alliance with their Midas Slug, with their Tri-Core lineup, they're just going to outscale you in the late game. So they're starting to feel the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely need to keep finding those pickups. In terms of overall net worth, it is going to be slightly in Alliance's favor now. LGD losing that very early game lead, and overall XP in Alliance's favor pretty heavily, over 5,000.
Yeah. They have the greed, they have the Midas, their heroes farm more efficiently, they farm jungle faster. So if the game stays stagnant, no kills happening, no towers going down, they're going to pull ahead. That's for sure. LGD has to keep the momentum going, they have to keep pressuring, they have to keep trying to place wards. They have very good wards right now. They have vision on the bottom area, like the Ancients area, in front of the tier 2 at the bottom lane.
Oh, Slark wants to go through, wants to snap up something, but does just get his paws in the regen, has to leave the bounty,
Yeah.
but he does show off his Shadow Blade there, which is kind of important for LG to know.
Yeah, they have to bring sentries. I mean, eventually they need a gem. So if you're playing this kind of lineup and you're running around the map trying to catch heroes, you need a gem to remove vision, because you have to understand that the enemy doesn't see you before you make the play.
Kind of enemies not seeing you here. Big smoke gank up from Alliance, but they will find absolutely nothing as LGD focusing their attention up top. Securing towers, do you think objective gaming is the way to get at this?
Yeah, they have to keep pressuring. There's no way around it right now for LGD. They need to force the issue. They want to fight, they want to take towers. That's their gameplay right now.
Alright, going back in. Looks like the mid tower might be taken out. And they are able to go through and cancel the Phantom Lancer's travel boots.
They need like gems soon against the Shadow Blade and all this vision. Like Alliance still doing a very good job putting down all these wards. At the same time they are farming, so I have to commend them on that right now. So LGD needs to be able to deal with all this vision that Alliance have, because when the enemy has all this vision, it's very difficult for Bat Rider to move around to make plays.
So we've talked, in draft in the early game about how greedy Alliance's lineup is, and I mean, to keep that train rolling, Keeper the Light sitting on brown boots going straight for the Aghanim Scepter. What do you think of that, man?
I mean, if it's what they are trying to do as a team, they need to keep split pushing. So having that permanent spirit form is really, really good for deep pushing, and they're gonna scout him up with the ward.
Going in, there's gonna be a drag back. Ake could be in some trouble, losing a whole bunch of that gold. Shocking doing some damage, hitting in the fire. He will end up going down. Keeper the Light gonna be the sole pickup so far, but Zhao Wei wants to go in for more. Gonna be going back towards the Ancient Pit. Finds that bear low health. There's gonna be a poof back to Admiral Bulldog, and it seems like that's gonna be the end of the fight, as LGD have realized the breaks need to be applied sometimes.
This is okay for Alliance. Losing, like I said, losing any of the supports is fine, as long as the 3 cores are continuously pushing out all the lanes. This is okay for Alliance. But at some point, you don't want to lose your Kotal, because he's the one that's going to defend the high ground. So that's the only issue about losing Kotal. You don't want to lose him when you're trying to defend the high ground. The outer towers is still fine for them.
Look at S4 right there, just goes in. Zhao Wei TP's back, immediate shackles up, and he's not able to go and really stop anything there. A couple more hits in the tower, save TP out, and now Loda gonna be forced to back away. Again, does have that Shadow Blade almost at the ready if necessary. And
they need True Sight desperately. Look at this vision. Alliance will be able to scout out most of LGD's movement if they are not using a smoke. This is really, really good vision for Alliance. And if you look at LGD has very good vision too. They have 2 wards around the top side of the map. They have 1 ward in the middle lane, 1 ward in the bottom lane. They have pretty much the whole jungle of Alliance covered. They're able to see their movements. But the other thing is like getting the lanes pushed. If you have the vision, you need to push out your lanes first before you can make a move.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is just what LGD see right now. So they do see Ake farming up in the jungle.
Radiance up. Yeah, Radiance is up. Bulldog has Radiance, so this is gonna even further frustrate LGD in terms of pushing out the lanes. They need Boots of Travel on Timber. Does he have it? Like they need to have that on him. Yeah, like I mentioned, he's gonna build the Lotus Orb first against the Mana Leak. He has another energy booster for that right now. So after that, he needs to get the Boost of Travel to deal with the split push of Alliance.
Alright, I mean, speaking of True Sight here, we've got Alliance snapping up the first gem of the game. I mean, how effective is that going to be? Is that just for the D-Ward potential?
It's the same purpose for what I mentioned for LGD. Because Alliance, if you want to keep split pushing, you want to keep moving around the map, you yourself need to make sure that the enemy doesn't have vision when you're doing that, so you want to remove their wards. It's the same case for LGD and Alliance. They both need True Sight right now.
Man, this bear is just getting completely dunked upon.
Dead. The bear is dead.
So yeah, who's going to score that bounty? I believe that
Timber.
Timber saw.
Yeah, Timber got it.
Able to go and rake that up. So that's going to be a nice little yummy 300 gold going his way. He's got 13 charges in the Bloodstone, so he's doing all right. Is this where the Timber needs to be?
He needs a lot more items. Like I said, the Lotus, the BOTs, and even a possible Hood or Pipe for his team. Because if you look at Alliance, they have too much spam if you're trying to push high ground. The Radiance Burn plus the Illuminate from Kotal. So you have to get a pipe to reach the high ground at some point. It's either you get a pipe or you somehow kill the Kotal before the fight starts and you remove Illuminate out of the equation.
Alright, so Slark sitting back, gonna be hopping every which way, shadow blading up. I mean, he's just been really unchecked. I mean, he was ganked a couple of times in that early laning phase, but for right now, he's just sitting back getting exactly what he wants.
It's too difficult for LGD to like push towers together, set up a kill on Slug, and they need to handle the other lane that either the Bear is pushing with the Radiance or the Ember is split pushing. They don't have heroes as mobile as Alliance right now, so they're struggling to deal with the lanes, but at the same time, I feel they're doing a good job at continuously forcing towers, getting objectives, placing wards. So I don't think they'll be too worried about that, as long as they're getting towers and forcing objectives and getting more items. And eventually, like I said, they need a gem to deal with it.
I mean, is Batrider the natural pickup for the gem, or?
Maybe the supports can buy it for him. I think you put it on the bat for sure, but maybe the supports can buy for him. It doesn't have to be the bat buying the gem.
I mean, our supports are not exactly the richest here. Shadow Demon saving up a decent chunk of pennies, but looks like he's going to be wanting to go for what appears to be a Glimmer Cape.
Glimmer Cape on SD is fine because there's a lot of spell damage on the opposing team.
Loda going in. He wants to make something happen here, but may have bitten off more than he could chew. He's going to hop into his ultimate form, but maybe going to keep up the chase. Looks like he's able to slither on out of there, but Timber Chain to follow up, maybe. I mean, he's in some enemy territory. Doesn't want to go too deep.
He just wants to steal some stats from the Timbersaw. Silver Edge at some point is also really good against Timber because you stop him from getting armor from reactive. So that's going to be a pretty good pickup for him some point down the road if he decides that he wants to be able to solo kill the Timbersaw. He has his BKB almost done right now, which is still a very good pickup against all the AoE damage. Firefly damage, the bolt damage, the chakram.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But LGD, they understand that they have to continue this pressure. They need to force towers and keep moving around, and they're expecting Alliance to be rushing right now, immediately smoke themselves up.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens here. They are going to scout out that some Alliance heroes are sneaking around. We'll see if Loda wants to jump here, because he could very easily regret that. He's going to be snaking himself away, but under tower they will be able to go through. They get the plateau onto S4. He's got himself a remnant. He wants to hop back, but they just got so much lockdown. He's able to get away. Just barely slides out from under their nose. There will be a flame break coming out. Can they actually go in onto Bulldog? The Bears will be just out of work. They will get the root clock coming back in. There's a Loda Orb showing up. Loda just going in, laying in the damage there. He pops in his ultimate form. MMY getting very, very low. He makes illusions of himself, but they're immediately cleaned up. No aggressive comes in. He wants to do some damage to the back line. We've got a chase going on. Banana looks like he's going to be running away. There will be the Bear laying in the damage onto the Timbersaw. He's going to be getting himself away with the Timber Chains. Meanwhile, under tower, we will have to latch down. Phantom Lance will get the kill onto Keeper of the Light. They're looking for more. Loda is very, very low, but they are able to go through, keep Loda alive, and get down the PL. That's huge. Now on the back line, we are going to have Maybe running away. He's got that Lotus Orb on him. You got to be careful of that. The Timber Chain will be able to secure him at least a little bit more space, and I think he gets away safely here, but that was a very good fight for Alliance.
Yeah, very good decision making. As soon as they saw S4 not dying from the full combo of LGD, they immediately realized that they can turn on it, and they immediately jump back onto them and were able to take that successful team fight there. Like, once LGD drops their combo and they don't kill anyone, the fight is just going to be bad for them. They just didn't have enough they didn't have enough lockdown for the Ember there. Oh, X-Mark.
Oh, that's going to be huge here. Big rotations in. S4 is pretty caught out unaware. They drop everything for him. He is able to go through. He buys up before he dies, picks up a Perseverance.
Lincoln Sphere, I guess, which is pretty good versus the X-Mark and the Lasso. Like I said, they don't have that many disabled that can lock him down. So removing the X-Mark or the Lincoln Sphere from that equation would be very, very good for Alliance to keep the speed push going, so he can, you know, push much more aggressively, because he understands that it's going to be difficult for them to catch him. So I think it's a very good pickup for the Ember this game.
Alright, so Slark's still sitting there. Still has his 10-second BKB. Loda hasn't had to pop that one just yet. I mean, he's felt very little pressure this game, aside from that last team fight. Hasn't really had any eyes on him at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way Slug wants to be played in a game like this. You don't want the enemy to be able to catch you, and LGD don't have very good heroes of locking down the Slug, so it's very difficult for them to catch him, punish him, and like I said, without the gem, it's even more, like, obviously much more difficult for that. Without the gem, I don't see them being able to lock down and catch the Slug and killing him.
Now 27 minutes and Alliance seem to have found their first of perhaps an unstoppable power peak, and they're rotating through. They're looking to be the aggressors now instead of trying to sit back and be passive.
They're super happy with the game situation right now, the game state. Everyone is getting a lot of farm, and LGD is not able to push high ground.
The wraparound here, PL is able to go through and zip-zap his way back to the low ground, so it's going to be Alliance unfortunately finding an unfruitful smoke gank, but still, you can feel their power. They're definitely hitting their spike. Overall net worth is going to be still in their favor by about 2,500.
Yeah, that's a lot of it has to do with the Midas, I mean, and the Radiants and their heroes being much more mobile. LGD, if they are able to get a successful initiation and killing one hero away, they can still take a team fight pretty convincingly with their heroes. It's all about the vision, you know. Right now it's the vision game, initiation, pick off, whether they can get it. That's why I'm still quite surprised that they still have not gotten a gem on the Bat Rider.
Yeah, keep checking Bat to make sure he's not pocketing a gem.
They have to get a gem. They have to get a gem. There's no other way around this right now.
Alright, PL going in for that Reaver, so is heart really that important to him?
Yeah, so your illusions are much more tanky, so you can split push. You don't get killed by the Illuminate that easily. Standard item of PL, you want to make your illusions as strong as possible, stat items.
I'll take
But
that.
as the game goes longer, they have really good heroes at dealing with illusions. The Ember Spirit, when you get damage items, you're going to be able to clear out the illusions. So I'm not sure how strong this PL can get in terms of the game going late, because Alliance have very good heroes at dealing with illusions.
I mean, what does LGD's fight look like super late? Because, you know, obviously the Timber saw the PL can continue to hold on, but...
I think Timber will have to do a lot of work. PL, I'm not sure how much work he can do because there's, like I said, Alliance have very good heroes and tools to deal with the illusions. So I imagine the Timber has to do a lot more for his team compared to the PL, because PL is going to be limited.
Alright, another group up here. Alliance just going and clearing up the Radiant jungle. They feel completely in control this game, but, you know, perhaps they get a little too greedy. Perhaps they overstep their boundaries.
They are complete control of the game right now.
Xiao Wei is going to go in, get latched up. He's going to go just try to buy out some time, using himself up, and, well, it looks like Alliance are going to be booking themselves away for now, but I don't think they're really able to go and find anything for this. So just, again, wasting a little bit of LGD's time, forcing a lot of rotations in Alliance. You know, they are going to stay farming as 4 continues to farm up this jungle the entire time.
And you know, you notice that Alliance, after they used the gem, they took a stroll in their jungle and their ancient snowballs. They put the gem back towards the base. I mean, it's a pretty good play.
S4 going back in, maybe going to pop out that Lotus Orb, just zip away, back to farming. So
And Lesu onto the bear.
I mean, this guy just Savage Roar. They're not even going to get the bear.
Oh,
they dumped everything
sucks.
for that, and there's just a clean resummon there. He just pops back in.
And you could tell they're getting so desperate. They're getting very desperate right now for LGD. The longer the game goes, every minute goes by, LGD gets more stress in terms of the overall game state, because they're falling further and further behind.
I mean, eventually there's going to be that crucial threshold of Alliance trying to break high ground. What's LGD's high ground defense like? Is it going to be formidable or nah?
They have pretty good high ground, but if I'm Alliance, I'm not going to be worried about pushing high ground. I just want to keep the game going as long as possible. Keep farming. I'm not going to be like, oh, I have to push high ground by, say, minute 45 or minute 50, because I scale better than LGD. The longer the game goes, I don't mind. So I don't have to go high ground if I don't see a good opportunity.
Alright, so flying in some goodies there. We are going to have the Lincoln Sphere almost picked up for S4, and the Silver Edge being picked up by Loda. So like you mentioned, just going in and breaking that Timbersaw's reactive armor is going to be super crucial.
Because Timber is going to be a very important hero. I think maybe even the most important hero for LGD, because in team fights he's going to output the majority of the damage for his team. If they are able to, you know, gank him, slow him down, disallow him to get more items, then LGD are going to have a lot of problems in team fights.
Alright, so rotation in. Looks like LGD, they are going full 5-man strat here, really focusing those.
Oh, they have the gem now, finally.
There we go. Unfortunately, if they end up losing the gem here, that'll just be tragic. And Alliance, they're focusing their efforts near the Roshan.
Man, if they lose the gem, I'm playing you. Caster's curse.
I feel terrible. I don't mean it. Keep that gem. Hold on to it, man. They're going to be smoking down towards... Can they actually take a fight here, though? It's such a big choke point that seems to favor Alliance. I mean, you got things like the Illuminate coming through.
It's nighttime, Koto doesn't have that
Oh,
vision.
the scan. The Alliance scan, they realize someone's coming back in. They know the smoke is coming around. They're going to group up. They're going to look to be the aggressors in this fight. They know exactly what's coming at them. They got Bulldog there in that ultimate form. Aggressive going back in. It's going to doppelganger around. They get Bulldog trapped up. The Savage Roar coming out. The Root Rock doing some serious work. There's going to be a nice turn connecting up to the smoke coming in. Kunka trying to defend. Bulldog will be hit in the deck. And that's going to be another spin there. Wait, we'll be taking a multi-cast. They end up losing the over at Magi anyway.
Oh, Loda.
He's going to be stuck up. He's got the BKB keeping him safe for now. He's going to be hopping in the ultimate form, still riding through. He's going to just TP away, leave the rest of his team for dead. And I mean, that's going to be essentially what happens there. He will get away as 4 is able to zip away, but LGD showing some signs of life, man.
Yeah, they got a very, very good initiation there. They got a perfect plan, even though Alliance sort of saw it coming with the scan. So I'm not sure why they weren't. I don't think they were positioned well enough to take that fight. And once the initiation went off, they got Bulldog. The boat came in, and they lost him right at the get-go. The fight was just basically over for Alliance. Yeah, I was surprised they were able to get such a good initiation because Alliance knew they were coming.
I mean, it seemed like Bulldog was just waiting for it out now. S4 is going to be going in, using that Sleight of Fist to dodge out the X-Torrent combo. And now we are going to see on the back lines, Loda coming back out. He's ready to fight. He's chomping at the bit. We are going to see the rest of LGD retreating, not wanting to overstay their welcome.
Still pretty good for LGD. The next objective for them would be to be able to secure the Roshan before they go for the high ground push. So if they can get that going for them, that would be extremely good for them. They have BKB coming up next for the Bat Rider, so he's absolutely foregoing the Force Staff, which is very, very rare when you're playing Bat Rider. Mostly you would say Blink plus Force Staff is your bread and butter. You need to have those two items, but recently players have been choosing to go for use more than Force Staff. I've noticed. Like, it's not an essential item anymore on Bat.
Alright, going back in, we've got a big smoke gank up as Alliance just really want to get this Roshan down. I'm surprised, we're 30 minutes in and no one's touched the Rosh.
This is very, very crucial for Alliance because LGD needs the Aegis to end the game or to at least get one set of racks. So if Alliance takes the Roshan, it's going to put LGD in a very bad position.
I mean, LGD have got to know something's going on, but they don't really want to fight
Do they know? Oh yeah, they're thinking, okay, he's
yeah,
drawing.
they're drawn, they're doodling. And they are going to group up here. It's going to be a little too late.
That is crucial for Alliance. That was a very big play, getting the Roshan here. And LGD trying to look for a pick-off here, but not going to be successful.
Oh, Loda is going to go in. He immediately gets the latch on, but the Timber Chain away means that Timbersaw will live to see another day. But Loda going in. Oh man, they got that illusion. Now recall back in. It looks like maybe Alliance are trying to make some plays here. They're going to group up all their heroes and maybe just charge down looking for a tier 2.
They have the Aegis, but I mean they can do that or they can just keep farming. If they continue farming, it's like the lower risk play. And like I said time and time again, they are the team that has the better scaling, so they are in no hurry to try and make a move or make a play. And you can see they are once again spreading the map. There are heroes across the map. S4 bottom lane, we have heroes farming jungle, we have heroes farming mid, we have heroes farming top. And that Linkers is just so difficult for Bat Rider to initiate onto the Amber.
Yeah, I think he was trying to go for that, you know, use the Yules to pop it and then go for the lasso, but quick fingers there from S4.
I mean, it's, even if he hasn't got the Lincolns and you need to bring lasso Amber that is always ready to jump away, it's already very difficult. So putting the Lincolns on top, I feel like it's close to impossible to catch the Amber.
Well, we've got a wad of Alliance here, the smoke gank up from LGD.
They're trying to flank them. They have to... who has the Aegis? Oh, Stark has the Aegis, so they have to kill someone that doesn't have the Aegis. Preferably the Lone Druid, because he deals a lot of damage right now for his team.
Yeah, look at him rip apart that structure. That Bear doing some serious work now with the completed Mjolnir coming in.
Oh, the flank. Stay time, they see them.
Look at the drag off. Yeah, wait, get the lockdown on the Aki. They follow up. Aggressive though, taking some serious damage. It's going to get disrupted up. Let help for now. Loda popping in with BKB. The boat flying through. Not going to do any work there. The Bear still up, still fighting. Taking out the PL illusion. Meanwhile, maybe looking for something. EGM taking a lot of damage from Chakram. In the back lines here, we are going to have MMY still up, still fighting, but maybe goes through. Is able to get a double kill streak, picking up 2 Alliance heroes. But they're going to be going down. Loda still holding on to that Aegis. Aggressive is still up, still fighting. Savage 4 buying some time for Alliance. If they want to get out, they can. Loda popping into the Silver Edge form, but S4 kind of left to his own devices there. He's going to be super sticky, super slow. He doesn't have a remnant to use, and he's just going to be chased down.
He did?
I think he did. There's not much he can do. He goes with a Sleight of Fist, maybe trying to fight with his last breath. It looks like he's just going to get swept away.
That was absolutely huge for LGD getting the Amber there. Losing the 2 supports, okay, maybe they are fine with that, but losing the Amber was very bad for Alliance. I think he was just a bit too cocky there. He thought like there's no way they can chase him and get the kill, and he turned back to help his teammate, and he paid the price for it. Might be forced to use his buyback here.
Yeah, we talked about how much work the Timbersaw needs to be doing in these later game fights, and he's definitely pulling his weight right now.
He's crushing the team fights. Like, they can't focus him down fast enough, and he's living. Like, the longer the fight goes, the more damage he's gonna do.
Going back in, Bulldog having none of this high ground push, but it's gonna have to be Alliance, do or die. They're going in. The high ground's about to be busted up. Illuminate coming out aggressive though. He's gonna get broken. He's gonna go into doppelganger form, but I don't think they're able to apply any more damage to that. Torrent coming back in. Loda lifted into the air. There's going to be zip-zaps every which way, but it seems like LGD just go in. They got exactly what they want, and they back out cleanly.
Yeah, the other thing that I don't think I talk about is when it comes to late game, SD will become like sort of another core with the disruption. So that's something that we have to look out as well. But then again, Alliance has very good heroes at killing the illusion, so maybe it wouldn't matter that much.
Alright, so maybe going to be going for the Aghanim Scepter to get double Chakram. What do you think of that?
I think it's great this game because he has to do the brunt force of the damage for his team. He has to do a lot of damage. So if he doesn't do this build, I think his team would not have enough damage. So it's a pretty good build this game. Probably the best build considering the situation they're in.
Lone Druid now flying in some goodies for himself, picking up the rest of that Assault Cuirass. He's got enough for the Hyperstone if he wants to go flap the courier out and get that done. Looks like
he might need to get BKB on his bear though. Like the bear is getting destroyed by the Timber in the team fights.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things we talked about in draft. Is this LGD just kind of reading the weaknesses of Alliance and capitalizing on them completely?
Partly it's understanding what their own lineup can do as well and itemizing accordingly against what the enemy has. But I feel like overall, if I think about it more, maybe the Shadow Demon disruption can be a turning point in the late game. Like it's something that they have to push out the lanes. So it might be useful for them, even though Alliance have 3 cores, but their supports are still really strong. SD and the Kunkka can do a lot.
SD and Kunkka both go for the Ghost Scepter, definitely wanting to dodge out a lot of the physical damage Alliance
Time
is
to get
out.
Diffusal Blades for anyone?
Yeah. I mean, Phantom Lancer's got one, but...
But Alliance needs they need the Diffusal against the Ghost Scepter.
I mean, who's likely to pick that up? Can Ember Spirit really waste a slot on that?
No one can buy it, I think. I'm not sure if the slot wants to get it. I don't think it's a good pickup for the hero. So I don't know, maybe they just have to live with it that they can't really get a diffuser on any of their cores.
Oh, Loda going in, showing himself right up to the Phantom Lancer, and we'll be able to leap away, but that was a little bit risky there. Loda likes to play with fire, and they're going to be going in, looking for the chase. They are able to ping out aggressive, and now they looks like they want to go into Xiao 8. They're going to bring the bear in, trying to bait something out. The X goes in, Torrent to follow up, but that is a tanky bear. Now with the Assault Cuirass going in, they're going to start the fight this way, using the bear to bait. Now MMY going back, and using the invis up. Loda going to get dragged away. He's got the BKB rolling, but it seems like he's still in a bit of trouble in the backlands. Ake going to get focused down by the CL. He will be the first to fall in this engagement. They're looking for more here. Loda, he's fighting with his last breath here. He's going to be invised up. He's got his ult rolling, the flame break going back in. They bring the Timber Train in. Everyone's LGD over here still doing damage. They're all still up. They're all still fighting. S4 goes in. He gets a nice Searing Chains off, but there's not much he can do about this. They will end up perhaps forcing the Kunkka back. He's going to earn himself back up positively. And now S4 going to be looking for more. We'll get the Searing Chains off. Banana's going to go into Glimmercade form. They will be able to pop up Disruption. Looking for something more. Loda, he's still back up. He wants to go in aggressive though. He's wandering around looking for the kill onto S4. They do have the lockdown coming in. Maybe he's doing so much work. We'll be able to get the kill on the Ogre Magi. Xiao 8 is going to get lassoed or rooted in place. He's going to be able to go down to a line.
Did they just lost the game?
But yes, it looks like this is going to be it. As maybe he's still alive. He's still doing so much work there that Aghanim is crucial for his survival. He's just going to be charging on up. We'll have the Timber Train away to safety, but S4 gonna have to remnant back to face. Can't finish off anyone. Batrider was the only casualty for LGD.
Yeah, but can they hold the Rex? Slug bought up for that fight. He died twice.
That was a dieback on Slark?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Bought and he died.
Oh,
that was really bad for Alliance. And Ember really needs to get more items. They are not dealing enough damage with the Ember to clear out the illusions. He needs to get his Daedalus ASAP.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the game-deciding fight, as we are going to see S4 looking for one big stand goes in. Nice double chains up. MMY going to Glimmer Cape himself to safety. And the Illuminate only catching out onto aggressive. And again, with the heart, he's so
I mean, that
fancy.
Slug death could be very bad if they didn't have Koto. Like, Koto is just holding LGD back right now. They can't push the high ground. They can't get the racks.
I mean, S4 is still doing some decent work in terms of wave clear.
He needs more damage right now. Like
yeah.
he definitely needs more damage because of the build that he went for. I think Lincoln's is really good, but it gives him a lot less damage, so they need to be able to get one damage item on the Ember. Clear out the illusions right away. They're having trouble dealing with the illusions. As a result, Slug has gotten a Maelstrom to deal with the illusions. So with the Slug dying in teamfights, they need another hero to be able to take out the illusions, and Lone Druid doesn't necessarily take out, like, he doesn't clear illusions very well if the bear is always constantly focused and brought down.
Yeah, so obviously LGD are doing a fantastic job reading into Alliance and responding and applying that pressure, and that team fight was awesome. But like you mentioned, ultra late game Alliance heroes just outscale LGD. When are we going to reach that threshold?
Well, forcing them to buy back is going to push the timing like way back. Before this, maybe I would say around 45 to 50 to the hour mark would be the timing where Alliance is extremely strong, but because they are forced to use buybacks, then it puts it further behind. And right now LGD forcing the high ground with the PL here. I think the tier 3 tower, one step at a time against the Koto Blast.
Yeah, that's a big step. That's the high ground cracked for the first time, and now S4 trying to do what he can, typical Alliance style, going in and making some room for himself. But the high ground is about to get sieged. Aggressive is still up, still feeling very, very tanky going in and applying some pressure to Bear. And are they going to torrent up? Bear is fresh out of Fnatic, can't really do anything. S4 hops back into the fight. They are going to go through, get the blinding light onto Maybe. Oh, this Bear getting super, super low. Spirit Lance not able to finish the job. They're just going to go and bust everything to get that illusion.
Where is his item? He spent all his gold. He needs his MKB. Oh dear.
On Druid?
No, Ember didn't get his item in time. They lost the range dress.
This is really unfortunate. It looks like maybe Alliance are going to have to fighting a couple of racks down as everyone's going back on in. It looks like for now LGD are going to back off, but just going to be popping out some more illusions courtesy of Shadow Demon, and they're going to be slow sieging this up. Alliance, all they have to do is react now. Alliance aren't getting the time to push, aren't getting the time to do what they want. Oh, that running goes in, the BKB, they get the grab on the S4, going to keep this up. Loda's got his BKB running, but look, he's taking so much damage, going in, barely laying a finger onto any of the LGD heroes. He's just going to be walking around looking chicken with his head cut off, looking for something. Meanwhile, maybe he's TPing around or super chaining around and doing whatever he can. Aggressive, still up, just showing so much control in this fight. Those chakrams are just cutting down.
Look at what they're doing as well. They're using the chakra on the Ember Spirit so he gets the double slide. That's gonna be very, very annoying in late game when Ember gets a lot of damage. Good luck pushing high ground against that.
Well, either way, we are going to have a TP back in. Maybe going to be going 1v1 versus S4. But S4 wants nothing to do with that. Slipping back home. And now he has his MKB. That's pretty nice.
Against all the Radiance burn and everything else, it's extremely crucial for them.
Yeah, and it looks like PL is going to be going and finishing up that butterfly as well.
The Lone Druid Bear probably needs MKB as well, I'm thinking. I know I mentioned BKB, but I guess both are equally as important.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting back. You can always sell that Orb event if he wants to grab this next item. 3k gold sitting in Lone Druid's bank, so certainly enough to start moving towards that item.
Melee racks.
Oh, they want to keep these alive so much, but just look at the chakra damage coming out. They will end up falling, and that's going to be a full lane of
45 minutes
supers.
Into the game. Finally, they got a set of racks for LGD.
Is that the timing LGD need to have, or did they need to have done this earlier?
They probably expected it to be earlier, but right now, judging by the state of the game, because they are ahead in terms of net worth on their cores, because they were able to force the buybacks, it's fine for them. So the next objective is to get the Roshan and go for the second set of racks.
Yeah, I mean, LGD obviously feeling fantastic. Their overall net worth lead is going to be tipping in favor of 10,000 right now, but Alliance can definitely still hold on. They're still getting a good amount of push. S4 really keeping control of this top lane. Do you think Alliance have bought themselves enough time to be able to go through and push this ultra late, or have LGD secured enough of an advantage?
They're not in a very good position anymore right now. They have to be able to hold the next push without losing too many heroes. They might have to use buybacks for that. Slark won't have his buyback for another minute and he doesn't have enough gold. So the only people that have buyback right now is Lone Druid. Is he the only one? Yeah. He's the only one that has buyback. And Koto is like 200 shots. So Lone Druid will be the only one to buyback, and they chose not to have buyback on S4 because, like I said, they need more damage on the Ember. So he uses up his gold, he got a crit for this. That's going to help him do more damage in the team fights to be able to clear illusions. So this is going to be one of the final fights for LGD. They have to be able to win the game around this time.
Shall wait. Oh, he's itching for something. He wants to go in, but look at Searing changed up, goes in immediate. You'll try to buy himself some time, but Loda coming back in, immediate pop out. EGM getting so low, torn it up, slapped down. There's no buyback on the Ogre Magi. This is huge, aggressive, going deep into the dire territory. Really wanting to get this done, but Loda's able to go through, clean up a lot of the illusions. The Bear's still up, still fighting, has the Maelstrom on.
They need to chakra S4 so he has the double slide to clear out the creep wave. They need to give him the cooldown reduction.
Alright, tense moment here. LGD deciding when to go in and rip off the band-aid and try to assert this game. firmly in their hands. Now they're going to be going in. Double Trucking going in, find so much space. This tower completely crumbled. Aggressive still going in. Lane and the damage on the Lotus is going to leap away.
They have double slide now. They have double slide.
They get the bat lasso off. Admiral Bulldog in some serious trouble. There's not much you can do. As Bear goes to Savage where the both connect. That's going to be a big chunk of damage. S4 crumbling. Is able to go through and get himself away, but the X marks the spot. Does last immediate second remnant out. But Aggressive, look what he's able to do to the Keeper of the Light. Is going to get mana leaked in place. Will have to sit there and take the stun. But are they even able to follow up? He's just so tanky. Maybe it's going to be Timber taking down to low ground. They aren't able to find anything out of this. They get the series changed, but it looks like Alliance aren't able to find any return kills. Timbersaw gets low, but there's no follow-up from Alliance.
Oh, the X mark, and he's gonna TP back.
Oh, they're gonna bring him back into the fight. Aggressive, just buying some time. Torrent not gonna latch, but it looks like once again, yeah, PL hopping in, ready to start this once again.
This is like what I said during the draft. Late game, they have this X mark to keep the push going. Call goes back, X mark comes back to base, comes back to the fight.
Going back in. Now Lotus able to land a decent amount of damage off of Newbee, courtesy of EGM's stun to start things off, but the racks are still getting shipped down. I mean, the Illusion's doing some serious work, and look at those double Jockems go. Aggressive is going to be hopping back, using that doppelganger, and the searing chains to keep everything in control. It's a very stalled out fight right now.
The double slide is just literally the only thing that's keeping them in the game right now, preventing the push from coming in. That is actually so good for them in terms of high ground defense.
Now, with a brief moment of air, S4 is just going to TP, laying in some pressure to this top lane, but he might have to book it right on that. Yeah, he does not have time to go through and get this done. They're going to be chopping down. They already lose a range rack, so look at the melee here. Look at Aggressive go.
What is he doing?
Like, barely doing anything. They're trying the wrap, but it's not going to work. Ogre goes down, no buyback. Ake, he forces himself through. He's going to go bring himself up, but Loda, look at the damage coming out from just the illusions. Maybe he's laying in. He puts Chocolates on the stairs. They're barely able to get up to their own high ground. Finally, the Emperor Spirit does come back, but it seemed like that was just a big loss.
Why did he leave his team? His team needed him so badly there.
They cracked tier 3, but Loda, he's going to be going down. They pop the Saboteur, they're looking for something else. Loda just walking around. He's got the ultimate. Yeah, wait, getting very, very low. Goes in with that Yule Scepter trying to buy himself some time, but look at Loda. He's going to get controlled up even with the BKB. He's going to be going down here. This is going to be a disaster. He sends up buyback immediate back into fight. The boat comes through, doesn't have anyone but Ake. He's looking for something here. The Ghost Scepter not going to be able to save him this time. He gets slopped up, slopped down. There's going to be no buyback on the Keeper of the Light. This could be the end of the game. Jiawei getting very, very low. Will he live? Hey, he's alive. Nice.
Oh my god.
Kunkka ends up falling, so they get something for their troubles, but it's...
They got the top racks?
Yeah,
with the creeps?
Yeah, the creeps are doing it. I mean, S4, he's definitely a master at applying that rat pressure, but...
But they still lost their own racks, so I mean,
they lost
at the end of the day, it's more like even trade, but Slug was forced to buy back.
Yeah.
And Lone Druid also bought back for the previous fight. They used 2 buybacks.
Oh, they're looking for the chase onto Aggressive. This could be a big kill if they can get it. Lotus Silver edged up.
He has Aegis. He has Aegis.
They're looking for something there. They will be able to pop the Aegis. Can they actually go through and keep the control up? And he's going to have Doppelganger, he's going to have Spirit Lance. They are going to bring the Timbersaw. Maybe. Oh, look at the damage going in. Loda does not have buyback if he goes down here. That's going to be crucial. They are able to go through to get the kill on the Phantom Lancer. 100 seconds down. He does have buyback if necessary. Leap away. This will be the remnant out from the Emperor Spirit. They do get the drag off Jiawei, pulling up EGM. I think they can afford to lose the Ogre here. But they're not going to have much of a choice. So in the end, Alliance go in. They force the Aegis and a second death on the PL. Is that enough for it to be worth it?
Well, I still feel like they are taking a bad trade by using...
S4 is going in. Is going to get called back. Okay. Ake was like, I
mean, I still feel overall Alliance took a bad trade there. They used 2 buybacks. They traded 1-for-1 set of racks. So, I think if you look at the big picture, having to use your buyback in a situation like this is very detrimental of your chances to come back into the game. So, if you look at LGD, they have pretty much but everyone having buyback right now. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 heroes have buyback on LGD. Sorry, 3 heroes. All their calls. So, I mean, that's good enough for LGD.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the overall status of the game, it seems like Alliance are definitely playing from the defensive. They aren't able to go through and start with those kills. Slark hasn't really snowballed this game. He's 3-4-4.
The buyback. When he was forced to buy back twice, and his whole game like crumbled. He had a really, really good first around 30 minutes of the game, but after that, when he was forced to use his buybacks, the whole game just come crashing down on him.
So, I mean, LGD, they're clearly going to be going in, focusing this final lane of racks. Do you think Alliance can hold up against Megas?
It's going to be very difficult right now, because they don't have enough items on the Slug and the Ember.
Oh, S4. He's ratting it out. He gets that tier 2 tower down bottom.
Ember is not the best hero to rat.
He's trying his damnedest, and it looks like he's having some decent success. I mean, he got a full lane of rack to
You know, in my opinion, if they're doing this, the lone druid should be here, and the Ember should be in the base. So lone druid pushes the tower, and Ember defends with the double slide from the chakra. So I'm not sure if this is... I mean, I can understand what they're doing, but they don't have the right heroes to do it. Ember should be defending base, and lone druid should be pushing the tower.
I mean, they do have lots of resources to get S4 back if things go south. He can Remnant, he can boot the travel himself, and they do also have the
it's the same with the lone druid. Your hero is in a safe spot. You just need your bear up front, and they can always recall the hero. And at most, you lose your bear.
So the bear has picked up that MKB like you were talking about, so... Is he needed up against the PL, up against that?
Yeah, he needs BKB after MKB as well, to be able to stand and keep right-clicking in the team fights. So... Still has to be able to get to that last item on the Spirit Bear to be able to keep outputting damage in team fights.
Looks like they could have some sort of last stand coming in, as maybe he's going to scut himself up, some yummy dire heroes, and just going in, keeping the wave pushed out. I mean, we've got S4 now working his magic down bottom, but he's going up against super creeps. It's a little bit more difficult for him to just slice through it like butter.
The SD has Aghanims?
Yeah,
I didn't notice that. So it's not gonna be. Is he gonna remove anything crucial? He break any crucial passive? I guess just the slot passive. But it's not gonna change.
Call back coming in. It looks like there is gonna be a smoke gank. Alliance looking to be the aggressor this fight. They go in. EGM reveals himself that way. BKB, he's looking for something. Gets the drag off onto EGM. Drags himself up on the cliff. He's aggressive. He wants to go in, but maybe he's taking a lot of damage here. The Timbersaw getting kind of low, but he's just so tanky. Now on the back pass, you have the poke going in. Loda, he's still up. He's still fighting. There's just so many LGD heroes all around the board. They get the Torrent up onto S4. He's gonna run himself away to buy himself some time. Loda getting low here. His ultimate ends with the Timber Chain back on through. Can he actually get through this banana? One more hit. He's out of there. No more Kunkka in this fight. Admiral Bulldog, he's still looking to do something. The bear is back in the fight. Maybe gonna get stunned down. Can they get the kill? The suicide comes out. That's gonna be a nice use of the Bloodstone there from the Timbersaw, but it seems like Alliance, they bought themselves a little time, but look at Timbersaw respawning in 5 seconds. I don't know if that's really enough.
I mean, he wished he still had his Lotus Orb there. He got owned by that Mana Leak. He swapped his Lotus Orb out for Dagon. I mean, he wants to do more damage, but at the same time, it leaves him very vulnerable to the Mana Leak.
Right, Alliance, they're looking for something else. Lotus still in that Silver Edge form, wants to get the jump here onto Xiao 8, but Xiao 8 knows something's up again, still sitting on that Gem of Truth.
Oh, he has no TP on the Shadow Demon. They know it.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He's just sitting there thinking back to his childhood memories, contemplating the meaning of life, and, well, he hits the deck.
Oh, he has no
buyback.
buyback. Oh, can they actually force anything right now?
How quickly can they mobilize? That's the thing. I mean, they're scooting their boot, but they've got to cut through a full lane.
Timber has double Chakram to clear out the wave, so I guess that's going to be able to buy enough time for Shadow Demon to respawn, so LGD should be okay with this.
Well, look at this wave of super creeps coming in. EGM has his work cut out for himself. They will be able to bring back S4.
Yep, Roshan is up though. That's going to be the next contention for both teams. Whoever gets the Aegis and the Cheese as well.
Well, Lotus looking for something. He's got himself about 3,600 gold, and he's got himself buyback in a minute, so definitely wants to save that up. Oh, this could be a nice big pick. He walks into Aggressive. Can he solo this down? Aggressive thinks he's all alone, but little does he know the rest of the teammates aren't going to be coming in. They will be able to bring in S4, doing some serious work to go, and the Searing Chain's not going to last for the real PL. He's going to get himself back up to the high ground. There is going to be the Illuminate coming back on through, but not catching on to anyone. So for right now, Alliance forcing back all of LGD, but they are definitely not free to take this Roche at their leisure.
Well, the PL got another diffuser. You've seen this just now from...
the Ricky with a double diffusal,
yeah, from the Ricky. From Crit.
I guess that's the new...
Not enough charges, my friend. 16 charges.
Well, he already burns down that level 2 diffusal to 0 charges, so unfortunately not able to get the most out of that anymore. Now there is going to be the Coddle coming back into Mana Leak doing some serious work. He's going to buy himself some time with the Yule Scepter and immediate blink away after that. So Alliance... Well, they're forcing everyone back.
I think LGD has to get a Lotus on someone. They need to be able to remove the Mana Leak off the Timber, because he's the guy that's doing all the damage, most of the damage for LGD. If they control him in the team fights, it's really bad for LGD if he can't move around.
Oh, smoke back in. We're gonna have some smoke on smoke action here. Xiao Wei goes in. We'll get land the lasso. He's BKB'd up, but looks like to keep it some control. There is gonna be the Ember Spirit bouncing every which way. Admiral Bulldog in that bear form, trying to get the can. There will be MMY coming back in. The Purge coming out onto the bear. They really want to get this guy out there. Meanwhile, Loda just manning up, going on 2 heroes. It might just be a little too much for him. He has to fight back. It's absolutely necessary, but it's going to be a big spend if he has to go in. Boat coming back out. Will just crash off there. Not going to even do a whole lot of stun damage there. Now, Phantom Lancer does get down Loda, who immediately buys back. They should be able to get him back into the fight. Admiral Bulldog getting low as well. Could be able to walk away, but meanwhile, EGM, once again, biting the bullet for his team, aggressive. Still up, able to leap back into the fight using that doppelganger, and the bear gonna be going down. 300 gold going the way of maybe. That means there's gonna be Admiral Bulldog sitting there, kind of sad. No resummon. Oh god, this is gonna be bad. If they are gonna plop down, they're looking for the kill onto Loda. No buyback on him. This is gonna be absolutely game, as they are not really able to hold without their Coddle or their Slark.
They just need to boost of travel in and just get the throne. 2 heroes against 5 heroes. I mean, that fight was just
I mean, you've got S4. He's going to be trying here. It's going to be a lot of work cut out for himself. How quickly can he actually get this done? There's a team back to the base from the Kunkka, but against 5 heroes, they're going to be going in. The Ancient is under attack. Maybe an MMY should be able to get the job done. Meanwhile, we're going to have S4 just really try, and he wants to do something, but unfortunately, I don't think the effort is going to be enough to pay out. Oh, the Fortify trying to buy themselves a little bit, but S4 gets a kill in the face. The GG comes out as the Alliance Ancient does fall. So what happened there, Winter? It seemed like Alliance could take this late. At 58 minutes in, LGD still secured the win.
I think the main problem for Alliance was in the mid to late game, they took a lot of fights that they